future so bright, I got away back in. Hello! It's Wednesday, November 26, 2008, and this is WFTL Bytes, your occasiodaily FOSS and Linux news show with your host, me, Marcel Gagné. Welcome! Hey, I'm going to lead off at the top, and I'm not even going to put on my press hat for this one, because I'm going to lead off at the top with, are you ready for this? Salt Lake Tribune reports that SCO has been cleared for an appeal. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. That's it. That's it. If you want to read about it, the links are at the bottom, but that's it. I'm not saying anything else on that one. And on that note, I'm going to put on my press hat for the real news. My press hat for the real news. Hey, at the top! Fedora 10 is out! Yes, Ars Technica, the Register, and Computer World with Stephen J. Von Nichols, and a whole pile of other places are reporting that, yes, indeed, Fedora 10 is out. You can actually go and get your copy over at fedoraproject.org. But let me tell you about it first. It comes with a hot new kernel, 2.6.27. It comes with a faster graphical boot system called Plymouth. It's got the Pulse Audio Sound Server, a glitch-free version, apparently, of the Pulse Audio Sound Server. That's what they keep saying, anyway, on all the various sites that you read. It comes with the much anticipated Empathy instant messaging client if you're using the GNOME 2.24 side of things, which just brings me to let you know that there's also a KDE 4.1 install option for this new Fedora 10. Yes, there's even a new package or new version of the package kit package installer. That's an RPM installer, by the way. And why is it new? Why is it exciting? Because it senses things like you're trying to open up a PDF file, you don't have a PDF reader, it offers to install one for you. You're trying to view a file with a codec that you don't have, it offers to install it for you. Which, works well until you try to install something like try to read something like a Flash file, for instance. But that is another story. Ars Technica goes into a fair amount of detail. The Register, however, wins for the most controversial and best title, which I must quote, which is Rock Solid Fedora 10 brings salvation to the Ubuntu weary. Hallelujah! Or something like that. Stephen J. Von Nichols, however, got my vote, I think, for his explanation of the difference between cutting edge and bleeding edge. He says that Fedora 10 is a cutting edge distribution, which means that it's the latest and greatest, but it actually works, whereas a bleeding edge distribution leaves you, well, bloody. Hey, for the next thing, we've got ZDNet's Dana Blankenhorn says, and, I quote, "The future is so bright for Linux that Tux has got to wear shades." So I'm just going to wear mine on this one. She quotes Jim Zenlin, who is executive director of the Linux Foundation, which, as you know, pays Linus Torvalds' salary, that Linux represents the ultimate flight to safety in these troubled times. Yes, indeed. That Linux provides a low-cost, trustworthy alternative that lets you consolidate services, and that business sees that as a very good thing. He says Linux is everywhere, baby. 85% of supercomputers in the world run Linux. Yes, indeed. And one of the other reasons, of course, that Linux is so hot and so popular with everybody is that Windows Vista has been an unmitigated failure. They've had to put XP on life support to take over for the flagging Vista. And they're trying to push Windows 7 to market so that you won't notice that it's been such an utter and complete failure. I'm maybe, embellishing things slightly, but that's basically the sorts of things that he's saying. Hey, Linux is making incredible inroads in the mobile market, and of course Linux netbooks are lighting up the skies. It's exciting. It's a great time for Linux. Linux is growing, and it's growing fast. Data, meanwhile, also gives, points out a couple of interesting Linux-related things, or actually Penguin-related things. Specifically, a Penguin beer that I've never tried called Killer Penguin Ale from Boulder, Colorado. Never tried it. She also points out about Little Penguin Shiraz out of Australia, which she recommends. And by the way, I will confirm that recommendation. I recommend it as well. It's actually really, really good. Check it out. The VAR guy, meanwhile, maybe I should take off the shades. The VAR guy, meanwhile, points out that Wyse is reporting its biggest ever month, thanks in part to Linux thin clients. Financial crisis? What financial crisis? Over at CNET, Matt Assay chats with an analyst who says that RedHat stock is deeply undervalued and that it's a buy. Yes, indeed. He notes that, or the analyst, in fact, notes that Oracle has failed. Oracle Linux specifically has failed because 1 in 32 Oracle installations are actually, only 1 in 32 are running Oracle Linux. Oracle Unbreakable Linux, as it's called. Yes, Red Hat is really looking great as we head into 2009. Red Hat themselves have said that that things are looking good. Not only that, they're raising guidance for 2009, whereas other companies are lowering it. So, Linux is everywhere. Linux is great. Linux is fantastic. Fedora 10 is out. The future is bright. Hey, let me put those shades back on. And on that note, I think I'm done for the day. Got a coffee waiting over here. Yes, that is my kid's hard hat. No, really. Bye.